Hi, my name is Boede Rahe.
My name is Augusto Mungarrieta, and we feel agradecidos to be a Jayhawk.
Or thankful.
What's up, everybody? Welcome into another edition of Hanni and the Hawks, presented by Jefferson's, recorded today in our downtown studios at Kansas Nation. Now, if you're watching on YouTube or watching on kansasnation.com, you notice I'm wearing a hat today. I don't normally wear hats, but I'm pretty proud of this particular hat. For those listening on the podcast forum, this is the Big 12 championship hat that our Kansas Jayhawks just earned here in 2026. And we get a chance to talk with two stars of that KU baseball team, the closer who leads the Big 12 in saves, first team all Big 12, and one of the best catchers the Big 12's seen, Augusto Mungarrieta, here with Boede Rahe, that closer I alluded to. Boede, Augusto, great to see you guys. Congratulations on a fantastic season. We hope the best is still yet to come. But, man, what a year this has been. How much fun have you two had?
It's maybe been my favorite season. No, not even maybe. It's been my favorite season of baseball since I started playing, so can't ask for anything better.
That's awesome. Augusto, how about
Yeah,
you?
no, it's been great. I mean, coming from a different country, I feel like this place is just different, and I really enjoy being here. The fan base is awesome here. Coaches are great, so I feel like it's been an unbelievable year.
You mentioned being from Venezuela, and what I love about this group of Jayhawks, because the recruiting map is far and wide. I mean, Matisse is from France, you're from Venezuela. Boede, the best closer in the Big 12, is from just up the road in Marion, Iowa. You're all from different cultures, communities, and backgrounds, and yet it seems like the chemistry in that clubhouse is really special. Boede, what would you elaborate and add to on that?
I think we all just enjoy being together. It's great team culture, and we have a great friendship amongst our team. And I don't know if it probably has a combination to do with all of us coming from similar backgrounds in a sense of junior college and playing at other schools. But honestly, you look at that and you'd question how a team like that with such different backgrounds could come together. But I think it's the idea of we've experienced the same thing, and that brings us closer instead of pushing us away.
I like that. That's a good answer. You were obviously at Kirkwood for 3 years, Northwest Florida State, the most recent stop for you, Augie. Both of you, what's the growing reputation in the JC ranks of Kansas baseball as a place you can cut your teeth at, break through, and break out at the D1 major conference college level?
Well, personally, I would say it is a really good opportunity to go to junior college because, I mean, I feel you can get some taste of how college baseball is, and you get your playing time, you get your reps in, and then whenever you develop, you feel ready. I mean, people start watching you and seeing what you can do in a baseball field, because if you go out of high school to Division I, it's not for sure you're going to play. So if you go to junior college, get your reps in, show that you can play, develop too, and play in a little rough environment, I feel like it's one of the best decisions I've ever done for my baseball career.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so while you're doing that at Northwest Florida State and posting great numbers, I think 321 batting average, Kansas notices this guy who's a JUCO All-American. John Coyne gets on the phone. Maybe it was Brandon Scott at some point, the pitching coach, but the Jayhawks are calling. You answer. What's your first impression of Kansas at that point? And then what really sold you that this is my next place? We'll start with you, Boede.
I think before actually getting to do my research, they were having an amazing season. I was lucky to be recruited during the springtime, so I got to see it all unfold, and seeing the success that they were having kind of stood out to me. And it's got to be something special going on within the coaching staff to take a bunch of junior college guys and to turn them into now professional players. So that stood out to me, and I think the Kansas baseball is just starting to carry on the name of like a school that just takes a bunch of junior college guys. They take a shot there. You see all these Division I schools who are taking guys in high school and who will live only off those high school guys. And I think Kansas is carrying on that motto of taking the junior college route, and they've been successful at it. So that just stands out to me. There's clearly something going on developmentally wise to get these guys from JUCO to pro within 1 to 2 years.
Totally. So you watched them have this 42-win regular season school wins record year all the way to the regional at Fayetteville and thought, man, I want a piece of that. And Augie, how about you? What
Yeah,
was your
for me was-
first impression?
For me, it was different because I committed in the fall, like
Okay.
my sophomore year fall. So Kansas didn't even start with that season. But what basically clicked for me was like how the coaching staff like talked to me and all the stuff they wanted to achieve for the season. I felt was the thing that like helped me out the most to make my decision, because I don't know, the way that Fix talked to me, the stuff that he wanted me to do, how he wanted me to be the catcher, starting catcher and everything, and the way that our hitting coach Tyler Hancock taught me like the stuff he feels I can do in the Big 12, like. And Kansas has been growing every year too, like since Fitz took the job. And when I came here, like I saw the facilities, the baseball field, the gym and everything. I saw the coaches that are great, and I was like, I mean, this is a good place to like develop and grow. And I feel the coaches are doing a great job here with the players. And I don't know, I just saw that Kansas was going up every year, so I was like, wow, I want to help that program to get better. So I made my decision. I'm coming from junior college in Florida. A lot of guys decide to go like SEC and schools like that, and coaches told you to do that. But in the fall, I wanted to make my decision early before the season, and I came to KU. I really liked the idea of the coaches and the facilities and everything. And I told Fitz that's right, and I'll be at Jayhawk soon. So that's why I committed here.
And after that commitment, they went to their first regional in 11 years. Then you come on board, and they have an even better season as Big 12 champions. That's pretty cool stuff. You know, in our previous episode with Cade and Tyson, they mentioned that on their recruiting visit, the coaching staff had a projected player comp in mind at the MLB level, looking at their swings and thinking, hey, you could be like this guy. I don't know if there was something similar on your respective visits. If so, do you remember who that player was? And whether you do or you don't, as we sit here today, what would you say about the individual growth you've experienced from the coaching and the playing experience you've gotten at Kansas?
Yeah, so I think when my visit I came on, it was Karinchak of the Guardians and Yasavage, who was just breaking out. This was before he started breaking out, but Yasavage with the arm slot and all that. But I don't think they're player comps, but they're not what you try to build yourself up to, because at the end of the day, we are two completely different people. We might have metrics that align the same, but we're not going to be this cookie cutter build that aligns perfectly. So it's finding a way to maximize your potential with what your body can handle, especially pitching side. Pitching side is really big on that, not trying to replicate exactly what someone else is doing. It's trying to keep that uniqueness, and I think that is what plays the best for me. Is I feel like I'm a very unique pitcher, and that is different for hitters, which helps to bring success.
Let's build off of that for a second. Describe your pitching style for someone that may have not seen it, because while we've got a vibrant fan base, there's probably folks that are just now piling on the bandwagon too. Yeah. So talk about your over-the-top release, what makes you so effective, and then I'd love to hear the guy that's catching your pitches describe what it's like to catch for him.
Yeah, so I don't know what the numbers are exactly. Like I think I've talked briefly with the pitching staff, and it's kind of a 80% of people throw from this 3/4 arm slot, maybe 10-15 from the lower, and then over top where I'm coming in from is very uncommon. You don't see guys with as high of a release point, or it plays differently. It allows you to get more vertical movement. You're playing more of a y-axis type of pitching approach, and especially this year, we've developed a changeup, which if you're focusing on going fastball up or curveball down, and you see a changeup die off and go in at you, it's just a completely different look. So just playing off that, continuing to add new pitches when I get the chance. So,
and how's it been working with Coach Scott in particular, Ryan Holland as well?
It's been awesome. I mean, Coach Scott knows me in and out for pitching. He calls my pitches. He knows exactly what to call in what situation, and we've gotten to the point where even when I'm on the mound, I'm thinking this is the pitch I want to call, and I'll be waiting for in the pitch comment. He'll call exactly what I'm thinking. So we've gotten on that nice little span together, connected in a way. So yeah, that development side, he's awesome. The Snake or Ryan Holland, he's all over the numbers. He got every single statistic. You can call him up and he could talk for days on every single pitcher on this team. So having guys like that in our corner is amazing for development.
That's awesome. Augie, what's it like catching for Boede, first off, from a pitching tool standpoint? And then secondly, describe his aura when he enters the game in the ninth inning.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've been catching my whole life, so I'm kind of used to like pitchers like they have different ways to throw, but I feel like Boede is pretty special because I actually didn't know he had a changeup that actually pretty good, because that's personally one of the best pitch that he has. Personally, I think so. And I mean, I just know it's pretty good. It's working, so I feel like it's really good. I mean, the way he throws is just a little over the top, and we don't have nobody in the staff that does that. No, but I don't think nobody in the Big 12. I haven't faced a pitcher that does that.
Sure.
Because he's like way over the top, and the pitcher is also throwing from a mound that is high, and Boede is like, I don't know,
6'6".
6'6". Yeah. So yeah, like mound is high, pitcher is 6'6", and throw it over the top of his head. So it's just a really difficult pitcher to face. And catching, I mean, I just try to do my best to block every pitch that he throws and get everybody out in the base pass. But yeah, I feel like we have a good connection every time he goes pitch and I catch, and hopefully keep it going, you know.
And what I love about Boede, for anybody that's watched or not watched this season, whether it's the last 3 outs you need in the bottom of the ninth or the last 3 innings you need. We saw him go 7, 8, 9 up in Lincoln against the top 20 Husker team. He went 7, 8, 9 inning out there in Provo, and inching closer to a Big 12 championship. He started games for KU this year. Yeah. So, Augie, speak to the gamer that he is. Whatever is required, whether it's final 3 outs or the final 3 innings or the first 3 innings, he's going to bring it.
Yeah, I feel like he's just a competitor, you know, like every place, like he's just a baseball player that can do whatever the coach needs to do, and that's what everybody wants, you know, somebody that if you needed to start, he's going to start. If you needed to play through 3 innings, if you needed to close the last out, he's going to do it. Like, he doesn't really care whatever the job is. He's just going to go and do it because the only thing he cares is to help the team. So I feel that's great for a guy. Even like Boede, at the beginning of the year, we thought he was going to be your closer. And then they told him, hey, I feel like we need you starting because you're like, it's really hard to hit you. So like, they were like, hey, let's go. Let's start you. And he did really good. But then at the end of the day, we saw that he was like one of like the best closer in the Big 12. So we were like, hey, let's just put you back in the position where you feel the most comfortable at.
Yep.
So, I mean, yeah, he's just a guy that's trying to help the team. And I feel that's just how it is, you know. Whatever you need, he's going to try to do it and help the team, you know.
They wound up leading the Big 12 in saves this year. Pretty phenomenal stuff. Forgive me, I'm going to make a basketball reference here, but I think it's apropos. Hall of Fame head coach Bill Self loved Melvin Council so much this year because he said Melvin plays with personality, and everybody else feeds off of it. Would you say Boede pitches with personality?
Yeah.
And if so, how would you describe it?
Yeah, I mean, he's just a guy that just competes too much. Sometimes competes way too much at the end of the games. But, I mean, you know, whenever you're trying to compete to win a game, you don't really think about what you do. So, I mean, he's just a true competitor, you know, and that's great.
And some of the best closers in baseball history are these fiery competitors. Is there any inspiration you draw that from, or is that just your natural personality, Boede?
I honestly think that's just my natural personality. Coming here, I was a starter all my life, so I wasn't really able to unleash this attitude. Like, I had to hold it in, hold these emotions in. So usually, like, if you look back at my junior college, I'd get this fire in maybe like the 6th or the 7th inning when I'm about to get taken out of the game and I know that that's it. But now I've got to get 3 outs and then I can just let it all out on the mound. Like, I don't need to hold back on my energy. I don't need to, like, I don't got any more innings to go.
Sure.
So I can just unleash that energy. But no one that I really like frame that around. It's kind of just myself and how I act.
Man, it's a ton of fun to watch, no doubt. We've had a blast watching you both this season. Can't wait for what lies ahead. We're going to step aside for our first commercial break. When we come back, more with these two, including their respective upbringings in Venezuela and Iowa. And what's the secret family fuel? And by that I mean something that mama makes that makes them especially go on game day. We'll talk about that straight ahead on Hanni and the Hawks, presented by Jefferson's, right here on Kansas Nation. Hanni and the Hawks is presented by Jefferson's with 2 Lawrence locations, home of the best wings in town, 21 signature sauces. You got to check them out. But if wings aren't your thing, how about a burger? They hand patty their certified Angus beef every single day. Also, hand bread their tenders. They make their ranch in-house. There is truly something for everybody at Jefferson's. Go see my buddy Brandon Graham and the entire crew at Jefferson's, either on Mass or Wakarusa in Lawrence, Kansas. Welcome back to Hanni and the Hawks, filmed today inside our beautiful Kansas Nation studios. Hanni and the Hawks is brought to you in part by our friends at Construction Specialties. It's Lawrence's home improvement leader, providing high-caliber kitchen and bathroom remodels, plus full-service design and certified Pella window installer. HomeImprovementLawrence.com. Visit them today to find out more. We're catching up with 2 of the stars from KU Baseball's Big 12 championship team. The Big 12's first-team all-conference closer, Boede Rahe, and one of the best catchers in the conference, Augusto Mungarrieta. Guys, we're going to ask you some questions about you personally here in just a bit, but before I dive into that, if I were to ask you to pinpoint one favorite moment from the season, I'm guessing celebrating down the right field line in Provo with your hats and shirts and the Big 12 trophy and all that tops the list. So that's the easy answer. What beyond that would you pick if you had to spotlight favorite moments either individually or as a team in 2026?
I'd say as a team, I would say Utah. Maybe not my personal favorite game because I don't think I had a very good outing pitching, but the first game, opening series of Utah, where we just hit, what was it, 4 home runs
in the ninth
walked the game off.
Yeah.
That was incredible. But for me, pitching, I'd say probably Nebraska at Nebraska. That was an incredible experience.
No doubt. And as I mentioned, he went the 7th inning, the 8th inning, the 9th inning, and this guy had the biggest swings of that game, including the game-winning hit, the go-ahead RBI, all that. Favorite moments for you, Augie?
Well, I would say that when we sweep UCF at home, I feel that was pretty special as a team because that's when we let the whole Division I baseball world know that we won it and we're ready for whoever comes to play us. That doesn't matter if you're ranked or not. We're gonna play baseball and we're gonna try to do our best to beat you, and we did. And we beat Nebraska Tuesday, and then we sweep UCF, and both teams were ranked and we're unranked. So that was like one of the best weekends that I experienced here since I got here as a team.
I think my call when you clinched was a statement sweep for Kansas because it really was a statement made.
Yeah, it was like because we already had like really good games and really good wins, and we were sweeping everybody and we were winning every game, and so that weekend was like a statement, like we're doing it. We're actually a good team, you know, like everybody take us serious. And personal one, I don't know. I would say I really enjoyed the Nebraska game when we packed it out and everybody was here for us. And I also got hit a homer in the last inning to secure the win, and just like running the bases with all the crowd and everybody just jumping down, throwing beer, throwing waters, and just like stepping on second and looking at all the people just celebrating and everything because something I did I feel like it was a great feeling for me personally.
How great are the fans at Oakland Ballpark? For folks that don't know, the student section in particular, they get lit.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, you look at all these schools that just pack out the field. Like you can pull up any SEC team and they're probably packing it out. But the one thing that we have differently is that we have a certain student section right there above the visitor dugout, and it's incredible. Like, we try to bring the energy every single time we're out there in the dugout, and we've realized that when we're at home, we don't need to bring that energy because we have it all coming from the students up in the crowd. Yeah. It's such an incredible environment, and I think the city of Lawrence has been waiting for success to come from a baseball program that now it's here. and everybody wants to hop on it, and it's amazing to get the love from the fans that we've been having this whole year.
Totally. Augie, you're behind home plate, so you're especially close to the stands. What do you hear on game day, and how much do you feed off that energy?
Yeah, the support is awesome. Every time I walk between innings to the play to get the warm-up pitches, everybody just supporting me. Augie, let's go. Great job. Keep working. You're really tough and stuff like that. You know that just the fans are always there supporting us, and then the student section is just unbelievable. The support that those guys bring every time we play at home we feel like I don't know. I just feel like all the support and everything is just awesome for us. That is just a program that is continuing to get better every year, and also the people that comes to our games to support us is just great.
The fans, particularly the students, are unique and special. The coaching is truly special. Dan Fitzgerald, back-to-back Big 12 Coach of the Year. He'll be the first to deflect that praise onto the rest of his staff and onto his players. But how special is he as a leader and this staff as a whole to play for them this past season? How would you describe it?
I mean, he embodies this culture that we've created as a team. He's the most deserving coach of this back-to-back Big 12. I mean, you don't see that very often. Usually you'll see first time Big 12 coach and maybe 2 years down the road, but you don't see it back to back. And I think it just speaks to how he's helped develop this program and what he's done. I mean, the guy puts in everything. You can't find someone who puts in more to this program than him. And I think that just speaks on his character and how amazing of a coach he is. He's the most personable guy I know, and I think he truly has his heart fully set for this program.
Yeah, first time in 15 years a coach won it in back-to-back years in the Big 12. Augie, what would you say about Coach Fitz?
Yeah, I mean, I'll go back to the first question you asked about how people from different places get along. I just feel like it's just because the way that Coach Fitzgerald tells us every time in the fall, also at the beginning of the year, be a good teammate, hold everybody accountable. Mm-hmm. It's just like the way that he tells us to be a good teammate is just, that's why we're so together, because everybody's just following that rule, the rule to play and to be part of the Kansas Baseball program is being a good teammate. And if you're not a good teammate, you're a former Jayhawk. That's what he's always been saying. So I feel, and also he's a player coach, I don't know how he is with the pitchers, but with the hitters, he's just always, every time whenever we hit BP, he's just talking to me about how Venezuela is, what I like to eat and stuff like that. How am I feeling? How am I liking it? Especially at the beginning of the year, he comes to me and he say, how do you like the drills? How do you like the place here, the weather, everything. He's just trying to know how the players are feeling, and also if you're having a bad day in the game, he comes talk to you and say, how you feeling? What's going on today? Or if you have something bad, he just comes to you and say, hey, you bounce back, you'll be fine. He's always trying to get you to play at the best that you can.
Well said. Good stuff. You mentioned Venezuela. You mentioned him asking, what do you like to eat? I have it on my question sheet. I had a chance to meet both your lovely mothers over the course of the season. Kristen, who made these incredible Oreo deconstructed cookies where you'll have to describe it, but you got the Oreo baked into a chocolate chip cookie. And then your mama, Annabelle. Yeah. Annabelle.
Yeah.
The arepas.
Yeah, arepas.
She was in town for 2 weeks with his father, Augusto, which was so cool that they flew 8 hours to be up here. Yeah. And I understand those were especially good. So take me inside the kitchens of your respective mothers and the first team All-American or all Venezuelan dishes that they make. Who wants to go first?
You got it.
I think my mom is an amazing cook, even better baker. So I think the best thing for my success in baseball was getting out of the house, because her food was way too good. I would have to get 3 plates every single time.
Nice.
But no, she would always, at junior college, it's known for you get peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, you get maybe a granola bar in between games. And I was especially lucky to have my mother go into every single game, bringing tubs of treats and fruits and all this stuff, and coming here I think the first thing she said when we started games, she was like, "Do you want me to bring treats for the team?" And I'm like, "This is a little different, Mom. We don't need treats in the dugout anymore." I don't know if Fitz would allow a bunch of cookies in the dugout, but yeah. So she started bringing in some post-game treats.
Okay.
We'll allow those. We get some post-game treats, and they taste even better when we get a win.
Yep.
And she brought these. They're chocolate. It's a chocolate chip cookie, but it's like a pressed in Oreo, and it's baked together, so the Oreo kind of melts through. And it was maybe I think it was the favorite amongst the team. I think everybody chose that one.
It's
over all the other treats that she brought.
And we're showing a picture of it on the screen right now. You can see how the white icing, as you said, kind of melts into the chocolate chip cookie, but you've got the top and bottom layers of the Oreo, top and bottom on the chocolate chip. Incredible. I had like 3 of them. It was amazing. And with a 45-year-old metabolism, I don't need 3 of them, but they were awesome.
She would want me to add, that was not her original recipe either, because someone else at my junior college's mother brought them first, but she is the one who brought them to the University of Kansas. So now everybody here knows about them. So she spread it. She spread it out. She'd love for me to add that.
That's fantastic. Kristen, you're awesome. Okay. Tell me about Annabelle and the arepas and what makes them so special, because I understand back home this is a super popular Venezuelan dish.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a really special dish, but it's just everyday thing in Venezuela, and it's personally for me it's so good, and it's just so easy to make back home. I mean, probably here is different because you guys don't have it as a first dish, but in Venezuela, especially for the people back then, because all the stuff that we're going through, that thing costs like $1, and it's like a pound of flour, corn flour, and you just mix it with water and salt, and then you got the dough, and then you put it in a hot pan with a little oil. You make it like a circle of it, and then you put it in a pan, and then put it side to side. Whenever they're done, you open it, put some butter on it, cheese, and you can fill it with anything you want. Yeah, like you can put chicken, ground beef, steak. You can make a veggie one if you want.
Okay.
You can put anything you want. Like sometimes it's really famous because some people like do the lunch, and then whatever is rest, like for example, if there is extra chicken from the lunch and extra ground beef from the lunch, at night you just make that corn, like make that arepas, and then you just fill it out with whatever was rest for the lunch, and then you put some cheese on it, and then you got the meal. And it was great because my parents never seen me playing college baseball in the United States, so when I got to KU, I got to Broaden for this past 2 weeks when we play Arizona and West Virginia, and it was just great because my mom got to make it to the hall. Like some of the guys that like 25 guys came to the house, and then she made it for all the guys, and she made a chicken, ham, cheese, ground beef, like, and it was just a great time to hang out with the boys, and also like just to let them know what's the culture where I'm from, but
That's fantastic.
they're just great, easy to make, and really delicious. But personally, I really love them.
I know Tyson's family had the crawfish boil and some jambalaya when you were down at McNeese State. Great to hear that the Mungarrieta family was serving up some Venezuela stuff. What's your favorite filling? You mentioned chicken, ham, beef. What's the go-to?
I would say ground beef with cheese, but also like it depends because I eat them in the morning too. In the morning, you just eat it with eggs. There's a pretty famous eggs, like type of eggs in Venezuela. It's called perico. That you just put it with, it's like onion, tomatoes, and eggs, and you just like mix it up and you just make that, and then you just put it with that and cheese, and you put some black beans too with it if you want to. And that's just the breakfast one. That's my favorite for breakfast one, and for lunch, I would say the ground beef and cheese.
Good stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, great.
We eat a lot. We eat it every day, bro. Like
Great to hear.
I eat that dish with any type of meat or any type of like ground beef, chicken, everything. Any type of stuff. You just put it inside that and you put cheese on it. It's good.
Good stuff. Yep. I think Salvador Perez, another great Venezuelan catcher, would agree on how great the arepas are.
Oh, for sure.
And we're going to talk about Salvi when we come back, as well as baseball influences. We close it down with some fun questions right after this It's Hanni and the Hawks, presented by Jefferson's on Kansas Nation. Hanni and the Hawks is presented by Jefferson's with 2 Lawrence locations. Obviously, they're home to the best wings in town. You know that. But did you know they've got some creative new menu items, including their cheesy pepperoni crunch rolls, all right? These are amazing. They're stuffed with pepperoni pizza flavor, fried perfectly crispy, and served with marinara. Out of this world. How about the new Buffalo Chicken Philly? It's a twist on your favorite Philly, served with chicken and drizzled with their special mild sauce and house-made ranch. They also now have chicken and waffles. So whether you want the classic wings with 21 different sauces or something new and creative, they got it for you at Jefferson's on Mass and Wakarusa. Jefferson's, presenting sponsor of Hanni and the Hawks. Welcome back to Hanni and the Hawks, presented by Jefferson's. We are live today from inside the Kansas Nation studios and wrapping it up as we always do with 3 or 4 quick questions that are more fun and getting to know you base type stuff. We referenced flavors from back home. I want to know about original influences as you were growing up as baseball players or young sports fans, whatever it may be. I know Salvador Perez is a favorite of yours, and we'll get to the Salvi story in particular in a second, Augusto. But was Yadier Molina more of an influence or inspiration early on?
I mean, yeah, because, Salvi and Yadier Molina, they're just 2 guys that always been in the game for so long, and I always watch the way that they play and everything. And Salvi is from Venezuela and everything. I also watch him growing up. 2015 World Series, I watched the whole thing with my dad growing up, and 2014 with the Giants too. Like, he's just a person I always watch and follow whatever he does. But Yadier Molina is just a player that kind of looks more like me, like the height and the defense too. Like, growing up, they always told me that defense for a catcher is the most important thing that he has to have. So growing up, I always look the way that Yadier Molina calls the game too. He's like a leader behind the plate too, leading the pitchers and everything. And I just feel like I feel more like identify with the way he plays the game. But both catchers are really good, and both catchers teach me a lot of stuff than what I do right now.
And I know you've met Salvi once before when you were really young.
Yeah.
His second meeting is coming.
Yeah.
We had a chance to have a KU fan that's a regular at Hawk Talk, Colin Couch, make a reminder conversation, I guess, with Salvi about Augusto Mungarrieta, the fact that there's another Venezuelan catcher 45 minutes down the road in Lawrence, and Salvi has invited Augusto and his family to come to a game once the postseason run is done, hopefully deep into the month of June. But that all happened because of Colin Couch, a great KU baseball fan who made sure Salvi was reminded of the fact that there's 2 great Venezuelan catchers.
In case.
That's right, baby. We love that.
Yes, sir. That's awesome. No, that's awesome. Yeah,
we love that.
I met him when I was a kid. He probably doesn't remember that. He signed my glove in Firestone. It's like a place where he grew up playing, and then there's a lot of tournaments growing up there.
Yeah.
He went to watch one of my games, and I asked him to sign my glove, and then I keep using that glove, and that sign just run the sign
autograph faded.
Yeah,
Like special powers.
But yeah, probably. He's just a great player, and also representing us in the World Baseball Classic. He's just really good Venezuelan baseball player that he'd be in the history.
Can't wait to get you 2 together.
Can't wait to meet him, yeah.
That's going to be really cool. Boede, what about you? Who were some of your influences growing up as a kid? And also being from Marion, Iowa, that's not too far down the road from the original Field of Dreams field. So did you ever have a chance to experience that?
Yeah, so my dad always got me into baseball. He was the one that kept me going. He played at a junior college, and then he went on to play. And he actually played at my junior college that I went to, Kirkwood. He played there for 2 years, and then he went on to play NAIA baseball in my hometown. And he always instilled that like passion for baseball, also basketball, but baseball mostly. That's what stuck with me. And Field of Dreams, actually, when you think of Iowa and baseball, that's probably the only thing that you think about besides corn. So Field of Dreams is awesome. It's in Dyersville, Iowa, and that's actually where my dad's side of the family grew up. So I've been able to experience the Field of Dreams, and I think it was maybe the coolest thing when they started doing exhibitions now at the Field of Dreams, like the amount of influence and that it brings to Iowa, I think is amazing. And Iowa's been waiting for kind of this baseball influence to come in. They only have one Division I baseball school. They have a couple minor league teams, but at the end of the day, there's not much sports world going on in Iowa much. So to see that exhibition and that influence and recognition going into the state of Iowa was just awesome experience.
Really cool. I would love to experience it one day. It's on my bucket list. It's great to hear that you've had a chance to many times. That's awesome. All right, on our final 4 questions here, our fast break, as we like to call it, these are just lighthearted stuff. I asked the guys last week when Tyson and Cade were here a couple of questions about the team in general. Who's the funniest guy on the team? Who's going to be the biggest success away from baseball, as in life or in a career? Similar vein, but a different kind of question for each of you. As you think about the roster, a hidden talent. Who's got a hidden talent that's not baseball related, but it could be anything? Who on the team comes to mind with a hidden talent that's not athletic?
He got it.
Okay, so a lot of people don't know this. It's very random, and it's a weird pitcher superstition.
Okay.
But Aiden Klein, every time before he goes in to pitch, he has to juggle. Like, it's a superstition of his. You'll just look down in the bullpen, and they'll be calling down there, hey, is Aiden ready to go? And he's just sitting there juggling baseballs because that's his superstition. So that's his hidden talent. I'll give it to him for that. Weird hidden talent, Aiden Klein.
3, 4, how many balls are we talking?
Usually it's only 3, but I have seen him get 4 or 5. Wow. So he's pretty good at what he does.
Okay. Augie, can you think of anybody with hidden talent? Could be a great dancer in the locker room, freestyle rapper, singer.
I don't know. I would say I went the other day with Tyson, LeBlanc, and Cade fishing, and I would say Cade and Tyson, especially Cade, and his ability to fish is pretty good.
Yeah.
I never fished like the way they do, like in a pond, just fishing just for fun and throwing the fish back and forward. I've never done that, and I feel like Cade's pretty good at that, but I can't remember. Let's skip up one right now. Yeah. That's a good one. I feel like that's a good one.
The folks on last week's episode saw the gigantic fish that they caught in the Walker River.
I feel like Cade is just, especially hunting and like outdoor stuff. Yeah. He's pretty good at that. So.
Yeah, I live with Cade, so I didn't get to see it, but I got to eat it.
Oh, did you?
Got to cook it up for him.
Fantastic. All right. Very good. Yes. Okay. Careers beyond baseball. Obviously, you both want to play the game for a long time. Yes, but I know you're a 4.0 student as a civil engineering major, and you both have aspirations beyond baseball one day. So answer for yourself what life after baseball could look like. And then if you could pick a career for the other guy that you think he'd be really good at, what would that be? But first off, serious question. Life after baseball, what would it be?
So my older brother is a civil engineer, which made me want to be a civil engineer. So that would be my background. I'd like to go join a firm and get experience there as I pursue my professional engineering license.
Okay.
And then eventually, hopefully, I become so good at it that I can work it remote and do whatever I want and travel. So I'd love to travel.
And travel. Good answer. Okay, Augie, what about you? After baseball one day, you want to do what?
Let me think about it. Growing up, my parents, they're both accounting.
Okay.
I don't know if I will do that, but my dad also had like a small business helping kids to play professional baseball. And like, if they don't play professional baseball, he tries to send them. Everything started when I left, and we saw that there is a big war of college baseball here, and there's a lot of kids with talent in Venezuela that they just, after they don't sign with 16-year-olds, they just drop out of baseball and drop out of school, and they just do work in Venezuela. And I feel like there is a big war here of college baseball, that those kids that they're not fully developed at 16-year-old, they can just come to college when they were 18, and they just develop for 4 years and even sign with MLB. So I don't know right now, but I feel like whenever I'm done with baseball and stuff, I would like to make like a firm or company would help all those kids to, you know, like teach them English, like show them there is another world outside just baseball, signing with 16-year-olds in Venezuela. There is college, there is career, there is knowledge. Like school is important too. You know, some of those kids, they just drop out of school just to go play baseball and sign with 16-year-olds. So I don't know. I would like to make a company. I did it for one of my classes, a thesis, talking about how I want to help, like to solve a problem, and that was the problem that I wanted to solve. So I feel like we'd like to help some kids to do that growing, like when I'm done with baseball in Venezuela, you know, teach them there is another world besides just signing 16-year-old, yeah.
I love that ambition.
Yes.
Okay, for each other, what career would you pick for Boede after baseball one day? You can't say civil engineering. And then Boede, what do you think he'd be good at beyond coaching and working with kids?
I'll say he can be a chef.
A chef. I hear he loves to cook.
Yeah, he cooked for me one time. It's pretty good, and he loves to do it. He loves doing the dishes. He loves doing everything that is related to the kitchen.
Yeah, that's on your bio. You love to cook.
Yeah.
What kind of chef would he be?
He'd be like a lunch chef, like pasta and stuff like that. I would say.
Like what kind of?
Like pasta.
Pastas. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Very good. You accept that answer, it sounds like.
Oh, yeah, I think that's a good answer. I'd love to do that. I think for Augie, I don't know if this is an industry, but if it was, he would definitely be a part of it, the professional scootering industry, because Augie cannot drive, and he has a scooter, and I feel like every time I'm driving down the road, I see him ride his scooter across.
Yeah. It's just pretty fun. It's pretty fun. Didn't have a scooter my freshman or sophomore year. Then I got to KU, and then I just got greedy. I stopped being greedy, and I bought a scooter.
Yep.
I just ride it everywhere I go, and sometimes I'm bored in my house, and I just go ride a scooter around campus just to kill some time.
It doesn't catch a break. He's taking full advantage of that scooter.
That's fantastic.
It's really fun.
I love it. For the last question, give you a visual. You're stuck on an airplane for an international flight, and Bode's got the window seats, Augie's got the aisle seats, and Elijah, you want to be my visual here? This is our outstanding producer. You're stuck with this guy plopped down in the middle of the couch. He's not going to come over. He's camera shy. You don't have to if you don't want to. You don't want in. Come on. He won't fit on the camera. Okay. He's a humble guy. He's a good-looking guy. But one teammate, you got to be stuck with this guy on an international flight. Maybe you're flying back to Venezuela. You got to go from here to Florida, then 5 more hours to Venezuela. But you're good with him being in the middle seat because he's got great conversation, good personal hygiene. You don't mind being stuck next to him for 8 hours. Who do you want occupying that middle seat on the Kansas baseball roster?
Say Ty Thompson. He's his roommate, and he's pretty cool. He's fun to talk. We play my freshman year junior college. I play in Minnesota. And his junior college that he played his freshman year, he also transferred both years like I did. I played in 3 schools, 3 years. And I don't know, I really have fun talking to him and his roommate, so that'll be my guess.
Okay. Boede, you can't answer your roommate. Who would you say?
I'm going to expand on this answer too. So someone that I would be fine sitting next to us is Cade Baldridge, because he is the shortest player on the team. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
Funny story. Me and Ty and Cade all lived together. We got our first picture with Cade this weekend when we won since being roommates, because he refused to be in a picture with 2 guys that were 6'6".
Yeah.
And to expand on that,
that's great.
The one player that I would not let sit between us is Caleb Deere, because he is way too big.
That's a big boy.
No chance we both fit there.
He's also 6'6", 6'7". Yeah. Big boy for sure. And you used to play some basketball, right?
I did.
Pretty good, right?
I try. I still get over this. You're gonna see me probably shooting in Allen Fieldhouse this summer. Don't worry.
That's awesome. I love it. Well, you guys have made us so proud all season long. Can't wait to follow your careers throughout the rest of your time as Jayhawks and beyond. Thank you for coming on today. Keep representing us so well. We're so proud of each of you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
Boede Rahe,
Augusto Mungarrieta. I want some arepas from Venezuela. Let's get some of that. She's not monster.
Yes, sir.
She's coming back if you go to Omaha. So
yeah.
You got to get some of those, one of those special Oreo chocolate chip cookies.
Don't worry about that.
I'm telling you guys. As much as we love Jeffersons on this show, we love those the most of anything we've had all year. This has been Hanni and the Hawks, presented by Jeffersons, right here on Kansas Nation.